Hello there. Welcome to episode 2 of How Things Get Better X Voices of Pehchaan. Today I'm going to take you through an interesting story of a person who's like you and me, doing a 9 to 5 job, and they have converted their hobby into a full time business that has been running for 3 years now while working that 9 to 5. Pretty interesting, is it? Pretty sure there are lots of us, at least 80% of us, don't quote these statistics anywhere, but pretty sure there are a lot of us who want to do something like this and turn it into a full time business. So Archana is going to share her story of how she bumped into this random world of macrame, and she decided that it's going to be her thing and pursued it. And now she's there 3 years. In fact, today she completes 3 years of North Square. So congratulations to her. That's a great achievement. So listen in and see what her story is like. Maybe you or me, or maybe like 5% of us can convert our businesses or hobbies into something like what she's been doing. I would like to start off by listening to you first, right? What's your story and how did you get here? Give us a little introduction. We saw the video which you sent us yesterday, like what we put up on Instagram reel. It was pretty interesting. What else can you tell about yourself?
Okay, so I'm a macrame maker. I am a founder of North Square. Tomorrow, North Square is going to be completing 3 years, and yeah, I'm super excited for that. Apart from North Square and Macramé, I'm a soft skill trainer. It's been around 10 plus years that I'm in this industry. Like I started as an HR generalist, but later on moved into learning and development. Uh, I hail from Mangalore. It's my hometown, and it's been 6 years now that I'm in Bangalore, and I'm married and settled down here in Bangalore. So that's about me. If there's something more you would like to know in particular, then I would be happy to answer.
What is this new journey that you are building for yourself? And what my query is, what has propelled you in this direction?
I'm trying to do something with macrame because I never knew that I had this thing in me where I can also be called as an artist per se. Okay, though I was interested while I was young and things like I used to participate in a lot of things, not necessarily painting or anything of that kind, but more in terms of anything related to communication, or it could be dancing or even singing for that matter. Okay, so I have participated in a lot of extracurricular activities and I've been in there. I also have gone to classes when it comes to charcoal painting. So I have done a little bit of things here and there, but always thought, okay, I should do something on my own, but I didn't know that there is something in particular in me which I can actually, translate into a business per se. So that happened to me 3 years ago, like how you have beautifully put it forward in that reel that you made, saying that, I was randomly going through some blog. It was not even about macrame, it was some random blog. And in the background of that blog, I saw this beautiful wall hanging made out of threads. And I didn't know that it was called macrame also. So that's when that person who was talking about that, she introduced, she said it was something about her travel. So she said, I bought this piece from there. It's called macrame art and all that she said. And I was like so mesmerized by that wall hanging, and I started exploring more about it. I immediately, thought, okay, why not give it a try? I looked up online, ordered some threads and everything, and looked up for tutorials and gave it a shot. And I thought, okay, I am able to tie some knots. So I didn't want to overthink. I'm an overthinker, so I didn't give any time. Within, I think, 2-3 days, I'm like, I'm opening my Instagram page. I will start this business. And it was so instant. And I didn't know that such spontaneity somebody can pull off a business for 3 years for now. So I'm only looking forward and wanting to continue this as my full time as well.
That's brilliant. I look at some random stuff that's going on Instagram through what I'm scrolling or YouTube. Something hits me, and I'm like, okay, should I really pick this up and convert this into a 3-year business? You wouldn't have thought about it. It's going to be 3 years, right? When you started off, and you didn't know which direction that you need to go, what the destination is going to look like, but you just started doing what you like. At the end of the day, you kind of got your hooks onto it and your knots in it, and you just got it going. Pretty interesting. Tell us a little bit more about that journey. What part of the craft that you enjoyed the most, and what kept you there? Can you speak about that?
Macrame is basically about knots, right? So everything that you see in macrame is knots. So that is what I love about it. It's very rhythmic in nature. Like it's, let's say, 5 to 6 knots. If you learn, there are so many pieces and so many variations you can do with those 5 6 knots. So that is what I love about it. It's so beautiful and simple as that. So you learn the basics, and then it's left to your creativity, and it's up to you how you want to utilize on those basic things. So it's nice. It's nice to just focus on, forget about everything else and just concentrate on that one particular thing that you're doing. And I've seen a lot of times, in case if I miss a little bit of focus, if my thoughts somewhere, goes haywire here and there, things go wrong. So I'm trying to develop my focus because of macrame. So that is something that I love about it. My concentration power is kind of increasing because of it. So that's what I got to hear from my participants also when I had conducted another workshop. So when I did a workshop there, that's what the participants also say. Like, you're being mindful in that moment. So you're just enjoying you and the knot, and complete focus is what you give. So that's what I love about it.
That's interesting. So I was just looking up, if you learn 5 different knot types, you can do a lot of varieties, right? I was looking at some videos and looking up some stuff on macrame just before this call. Mm-hmm. And there are lots of things you can do. There's wall hangings, it's boho fashion style, clothing that you could do, fashion accessories, and all of these, right? And something interesting that I also heard about is how it links to meditation. Now, when you said increase focus while during the knots, during olden times, they used to do that as well. Earlier, it was like a pastime activity. Now it's more of a fashion. Even now, it's pastime, but you can convert it into a lot of fashion accessories that people can use. What is your specialization? What's your specialization? Like what do you do with macrame?
I start from very smaller things like key tags. I do card charms, or I do curtain ties. In addition to that, I also do this mini wall hangings, and something that there's this design that I have developed, which is like a personalized wall hanging in a dream catcher style. So that is something I have done. So all these things is what I mainly focus on doing.
And all of these are these just like something that you put at your home, or you also sell these pieces of work? Everything that you do goes up for sale, right?
Everything I do goes up for sale. Of course, there are a few pieces I've done for myself, and I keep it at home. But otherwise, everything I do, I put up on stalls. So these days, I've been doing a lot of pop-up stalls also. So for that, I create a lot of products. Earlier, when I was not doing pop-up stalls, it was more on order basis. So as and when I get an order, I used to do something. There were also times when I didn't like I said, it was just an instant thing. I learned a couple of knots and I thought I'll start knot square, and there were a lot of things I had not tried at all. So I didn't know how to make things, right? So as and when the order came up, somebody asked me, okay, will you do a plant hanger? I said, okay, why not? Let me do one for you. Will you do something else? Okay, I will try that. So that is how it started building for me.
And what all aspects of since you also are a business, you are an MBA graduate, right? And so how do these two layers get together now? Now that there's a business which is a prospect, and what are your growth parameters? How are you assessing it? What all are you establishing?
Um, so when I started, it was mainly my focus was okay. I like doing this art form. Let me do it, and it was initially my first circle of people who were there, and they were kind of my customers. And then slowly the word of mouth started happening, and my MBA background, of course, did play a role. People used to feel okay, she does macrame, okay, it's a hobby, right? It's a some part-time hustle or something is what she does. Some of them were surprised, like, okay, how come you have a full-time career and how are you doing something like this? So, like how you rightly put it, I'm an MBA person from an MBA background. So if you don't expect a person from an MBA background to start a business, who else, right? So
Exactly. Yes. Good point. Right? So, so what are the elements that you feel have been placed in the business? You say North Square is 3 years old, right? So can you analyze it from a business perspective? What are your learnings? And
so like I said, when I started, it was mostly first circle, but I wanted more. I wanted to have like another platform other than just Instagram, where I could uh, be more accessible to the customers. They would get more uh, like an easy way to go through what are the different products that are available, like a catalog per se. So I tried various other platforms, and finally I thought, okay, having my own website is something that I would like. So I created one from scratch. So I kind of, did a website and put up products there. And then I thought, okay, now website, unless people know about it, that you exist, okay, sale is going to be very slow, right? So I have learned that okay, I need to go on floor, I need to talk to customers, I need to understand those instant reactions when people look at the products. That is where I can develop and make things better. So that is where my pop-up stalls are helping, and I'm able to make better sales and connect also through pop-up stalls. So that is where I'm seeing growth slow by it's slow, but these days how as per the days passes, my focus in Northway is being more and more. So uh, I have plans of expanding beyond. Right now I'm
very
doing
interesting.
this pop-up stalls or little workshops or events and experiences like these. uh, I intend to do it beyond Bangalore as well, and I have few things uh, in the line.
Oh, very cool. We,
I
we,
would love
we,
to.
we are happy to have you in Delhi anytime. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Delhi,
Okay.
we'll be set up with a stage in Delhi very soon. So we are anyways going to. The same thing that is happening in Cafe Down the Alley as a Pehchaan stage is
Okay.
going to start replicating in Delhi and a lot of other places. So, yeah. But yeah, so I had a question. So you said that in your journey of growing the brand, the connect of it through stalls or events or experience, that seems to be an important aspect of what you feel as a creative brand. I'm right in saying that we should call this a creative brand, right? Can you narrate? Do you have like a story of a certain product which is inspired by your customers or guests,
Of
which
course.
you absolutely love?
So
Any
there is
story that is
this personalized
complete?
wall hanging that I was talking to you about some time back, which I said is in like a dream catcher style. So it was my cousin's fiance back then, now wife, who reached out to me and she said, "Wow, you do this macrame stuff, and can you do a dream catcher for me?" So I said, "I know to do things in macrame in knots, but I don't know how to do it in like a dream catcher exactly. But I can do something in macrame. Let me give it a try," I said. She said, "Okay, no problem. See if you can add some feathers," she told. I said,
Hmm.
"Sure, I will do that." So, though I'm not a person who was at least not very fond of dream catchers and all that, I thought, okay, let me look at it from a macrame perspective. Let me give a macrame touch to it. And that's when I thought, okay, some customization would be nice. So brought this. I discussed with certain vendors. I saw if I could add my cousins and my sister-in-law's name into it, and then came up with an acrylic ring, and then did a beautiful macrame in a heart-shaped kind of a design, and then added feathers to it at the bottom. So my sister-in-law, her name is Karishma, and coincidentally, after I did this particular piece of art and I put it up on Instagram, I got another order for it, and it was also from a girl named Karishma. Okay, so I thought, okay, why not name this piece of art as Pyar ki Karishma, which is miracle of love.
So this was a great story. And tell us a little bit more about what your as a brand, what are the next steps that you're looking at, and for basically one of the objectives of this podcast is to inspire the 25-year-olds, or maybe like people who are trying to make a mark through their passion in some way, and sometimes stories of such nature kind of tend to push you into believing that it can be done. So could you tell us, like, what are your thoughts taking this brand ahead? You mentioned one thing as to going to multiple cities. What else is on your mind with respect to the product line, with respect to staffing? Are you looking for more macrame artists? Is that a direction you're into? Where's your mind on it?
Okay, while in the long run, I'm definitely looking at North Square to be a global brand. And of course, in that process, I would definitely need more resources. Um, but even now, I get here and there, people do uh, come up checking, okay, I've done macrame, I know certain knots. So if you have something extra, like in the sense, if your hands are full, why don't you tell us? Why don't you reach out to us? So I'm getting little bit inquiries like that. And of course, my family also is supportive in that angle, in the sense, my dad, when they came, in fact, a couple of weeks ago, so I was unwell and I had like I was running short of time because I had to prepare for the stall that I had to put up. And he asked, okay, why don't you help me? I mean, why don't you teach me how to do it? And he helped me do certain things. And so he's like, okay, going forward, if you need help in terms of making a certain, maybe smaller items also, so I would do that for you. So I have one employee ready. Okay, so that was one. But apart from my dad, so I do get people being keen and interested, saying that we would like to be a part. So, yeah, whenever the opportunity arises, I would definitely reach out to them.
So that's the course of action is there.
So now it's just you, is it? Now it's just you who's managing the entire company at its helm. Interesting. How has that been going? So you take care of the marketing, branding, actually working on the orders as well. It's a lot of work. How much time of the day do you spend on these activities? Like if you keep getting constant orders, what's the how does things go there?
Last 3 years, I won't say I was like completely tied up or full that I was never able to do or something like that. So I also take orders as per, I know my schedule. Okay, I can do this much. That's what I will take. And if there is some urgent order, somebody says, okay, next week only I need a customized one. So it is not going to happen. It's a handmade product, right? The beauty of it is that it takes time. It takes a lot of effort to do something. So I take what I can, and yeah, I do handle the social media, and like you said, everything end to end is done by me. Of course, my husband helps me with wherever I want to go out or some logistic part of it. So he will accompany me. So he will do that. Or if I want to, ship a product, so I don't have to go to the post office or something, he will do it for me. So that kind of a help I definitely get. But otherwise, I've been able to manage it so far. Now, slowly, like I said, I want to focus more, and I have this vision of doing even bigger. So that is where I'm sure I will be able to learn on the way and know how things will turn up. And that's where, like how Sandesh said, I might need more help.
Very interesting. So yeah, this is what it is, right? It takes time. Time is of essence, and the right timing is pretty much everything for things to snowball into something bigger. Very cool. What else, Archana? What else keeps you occupied? What are the other things that, apart from macrame, that interest you in your daily life?
I like to travel and visit new places, try out new eateries. So that's what I keep doing whenever I get a chance. Go to a new place and things like that. Other than that, something that I'm very passionate about is, of course, training. So I'm looking forward to do a bit of training also, as well as macrame.
So I'm pretty sure, through the Pehchaan workshops, you're gonna have a lot of prodigies that can follow the styles that you have eventually, and that might help you expand your business as well. So I'm pretty excited for that. So what are you looking forward to the workshop? Like, can you just give? I've seen the experience script to an extent, not completely gone through it. What are you excited about the workshop that's going to happen on 17th, right? So 17th September.
I'm excited to meet new people, to listen to their stories. So it's called as Knots and Stories. So I'm very much excited for all the knots, as much as I'm excited for the stories bit of it. So when you teach, I strongly believe that when one teaches, to learn. So I'm looking forward to learning as well when I do these experiences programs, and it is going to be slightly new from the program that I've already done. So I've done one workshop, like I said, but then this is going to be much more than that, right? It's going to be a complete experience. You're going to do a little bit of my training experience is going to help me here, right? So where I can do these little, like an energizers or an icebreaker activity, and then introduce people to the art form, get to know them a little, and enable them to do their own masterpiece. So that is something I'm super excited, and it's a premier one. So super excited, as well as there is jitters too. So let's see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it though.
I'm also super excited. The more excited you feel, the more excited we are, and I think it's like an interchanging. It just goes back and forth, right? We are excited, you're excited, we are excited. So the excitement is never ending there. That's pretty cool. So now let's, for those people who might come to the workshop, right? And you said you want to introduce a piece, you want to introduce different styles and basic techniques and stuff. Is this something that they could learn or practice beforehand? Do you need people who already have experience in knitting of sorts? Let's say if there are people who does not know anything, like myself, I've never used a thread or rope. Have I? Yeah, I think I have to tie something up, but nothing else. If somebody had to do that,
nothing,
like, what are the basic things that you need to know before coming to the
So
workshop?
we all have at some point or the other in our life definitely tied knots. Okay, as simple as you would have tied your shoelaces, right? As women, we would have braided our hair, tied a ponytail.
That's true.
So in various forms, or maybe when you tie a dhoti, you tie a knot, right? Or when we drape a sari, so there is knots involved in it. So knots is a part of our life. So using those same knots, let's create something beautiful. So don't have to worry, don't have to think that, oh my God, such big pieces, looks very complicated, nothing, right? It's very simple, very easy. They have to enjoy the process.
That's true. And I think every knot, like I was going through the videos before, and they were just showing like 3 different knot techniques, and then I realized that each of these knots, when you add up, is when it becomes a big thing. When you said when people look at these huge dream catchers and they see an exhaustive process through it, it's not about that, right? Like you said, just enjoy the process, just tie each knot at a time, and then you realize that it's becoming a masterpiece of its own. That's actually beautiful. Yeah, so they don't need to learn anything.
Anybody can do it. In fact, kids as well.
That's cool.
Okay, so it's not necessarily that an adult only should come to the workshop. Kids are more than welcome to try it out.
We should go for it. Isn't it?
I wish. 17th, right? I think I can make it. Yeah, 17th I can make it, but I'm not sure if I will be able to actually knit stuff. I'm actually nervous. Just like how you were nervous, Archana, getting to the podcast, I'm a little nervous using my hands and time nuts. So let's see how things go. But I would like to participate. I would love to participate. Yeah, Sandesh, would you take a flight here? Would you take a flight here?
Looks like.
Looks like it. It's lovely.
What are the kind of people that you feel are purchasing your art form? What is because in the end it's an art form. It's a craft, right? So what is your demography?
Okay.
What is your psychography?
One set of audience that came very surprising to me are kids. Okay, I never thought that kids would be so excited looking at the products. So especially when I make stalls, I see the kids around the stalls being so fascinated by it. Maybe because of the colors or I don't know. I never expected that the kids would like macrame. Okay, so they come and they're so mesmerized by it and they want to have or own that, especially the key tags. They love it. Or I remember my last stall that I did. So there was this little girl who was just browsing our store, and then her eye fell on one small mini wall hanging. And the minute she saw it, she knew that she wants it. She wants to own it. So my husband, who accompanies me with all my stalls, so he said, "Okay, why don't you hold it? You take it." So I was not there at the stall. So he said, "Okay, take a look at it. You hold it." And she took hold of it, and then she just went along with her mom to other stalls to explore other stalls. And then when I came back, my husband told me, so that girl has the wall hanging with her, she would return it back later. I said, okay. And then I saw her and I was playfully telling her, like, that's mine, give it back. Okay. And she was like, no, I'm not going to give this back. She was just nodding. And then her mom saw that and she was not ready to give it away at all. She loved it. So that is something, very surprisingly it came that kids love it. Similarly, I also have seen adults, when it comes to adults, I see they like something like a decor piece. It could be a mirror mandala kind of an art, or plant lovers who would like to decor their plants, people who have an eye for aesthetics, like if they're interested in home decor. So I do also plant hangers. So if they want to maximize their space and use something. So it's more utility product also, you can say. So that is another kind of an audience that I get to see. I also have audience who understand the art form and who value handmade products, and also who value sustainable products, because these products are made out of cotton cords, cotton threads. So that group of people who value these things also become a part of this. They are my target audience as well.
Oh, right. That's a very important point of view that you bring.
Yeah,
that
so I
sustainable,
use,
right?
Like wooden
any
for the rings or the dowels, or the cotton cords is what I use. Natural dye.
And the colored threads and all, they are also...
I think you can use jute synthetic as well. So jute is also like completely natural, right? And you use cotton and jute. You don't use jute. You use mostly
here
cotton,
and
right?
there,
And the colors are dyed.
I do use.
Interesting.
But mostly cotton.
Macramé is about cotton, right? It's not about jute.
It's about threads.
Or is it about jute?
Yeah.
So
mostly what I've seen is it is cotton cords that are used. But these days, slowly people are bringing up jute threads also with a similar amount of thickness that is apt for the the art. And synthetic threads are also coming in that same amount of thickness. So definitely. Yeah.
So it would make more utility items. I think that's one angle which is probably interesting.
So macrame as a art is about the knots and the threads and the style of it, right? The different things. You can use silk also. There's silk based
No, but the
macrame as
art
well.
will look very different, right? Like if you choose the kind of
Maybe, yeah,
material,
maybe. But the knots are what make it more beautiful.
thick, thick bunch of threads of any material.
That's true.
Very nice. Okay, so young kids, and how about elderly people? Young kids, we completely like that was something new for me to understand also. Like kids
Correct.
being very attracted to, but now that you put it that
And
way,
that I
that
got to
makes
know
sense.
only when I
because
did
it is
a
a lot
stall,
of-
when I directly face to face.
It could be very
interacted with,
stimulating for a child.
customers and visitors. That's when I got to know. And they are also interested. They ask, "Can you teach this? So, do you do workshops?" So that interest also is there in them.
Very
We
interesting.
should.
So, are these stalls like on the MG Road, Walk Street? Where do you place these stalls usually? Are these in exhibitions? Where are they?
Um, so far, I have done, I think, 6 of them, where two of them were in our own apartments, and the remaining was in cafes.
Lovely to have you here, Archana. Firstly, thank you for being a Pehchaan host. We love to have you on board. Looking for more of these series to happen. So usually a premiere converts into a series, and the series happens through different months. And like Sundar said, it's going to be in different locations as well. So yeah, lovely to have you on board. Lovely to know more about you. You have such an amazing story. An MBA grad to a macrame craft artist. So I think that's going to be the title for this video. That's for sure. So yeah, looking for like
An MBA grad actually doing their job of running a business.
That's true. That's true. Absolutely.
Instead of not doing it, which is very normal.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. And
Thank you, Archana. This was wonderful.
I had all the reasons to say yes because it's been so wonderful working with Sandarsh and Ananya. It's not been it's like it came a few weeks ago, right, when we started discussing all of this. But they have been so professional throughout, and a lot of importance is given to every minute aspect of it. So I'm just looking forward for that day to actually materialize all the plannings that is going behind this one single day.
Yeah. Looking forward to knots and stories.
Thank you.